family, welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys I have a Dollar Tree Christmas DIY. I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but basically it's these little bottles. I guess they could be like bottles of Christmas magic or bottles of cheer, whatever you want to call them. Back in October I did a Dollar Tree Halloween video where I showed you how to make these little mini potion bottles, and I really wanted to do something similar for Christmas time. So that's what this video is. I'm going to show you how to do all of the little bottles and then have a display for them. It is so cute. I currently have it in my kitchen on top of a floating shelf. I absolutely love it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know your favorite potion bottle. Okay, now I'm calling it a potion bottle. Well, bottle down in the comments below. Mine is definitely the Christmas tree one. Anyways, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and click the bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. I am going to have a few Christmas DIYs out this week, so look forward to that. Anyways, with that being said, let's begin the tutorial.
I'm going to start off with these mini glass containers. There's 4 in a pack. There's also an 8-pack you can get, but the glasses are significantly smaller. Next up, I'm taking these mini trees. There are 8 mini trees inside of this pack, and I recommend taking the bottom of those trees off, and you can use those as the cork to your glasses rather than the silver lid. Now inside of one of my glass jars I'm going to be adding 2 Christmas trees so that they make up one larger Christmas tree. I then placed one of the bottoms of the Christmas tree to the top of the jar, and you can see it kind of acts as a cork. This is my Christmas tree jar. I then picked up these small tiny little hard candy ornament from Hobby Lobby. It's originally $3.99. I got it half off for $2.50. And I went ahead and placed those little hard candies inside of another jar. And then I went ahead and I used the end of a Christmas tree yet again to act as a cork to my glass jar. The next jar I decided to add some snow to, so I'm using this fake snow from Dollar Tree and I'm just pouring it inside of a different glass. To another glass, I added some star glitter I got from Dollar Tree. It ended up spilling all over the place, so I have glitter everywhere inside of my house. We're going to be doing a gingerbread man jar. I got these felt stickers from Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and removed the white felt backing off of the gingerbread. I then placed one of them inside of my jar. I did this to 2 of the gingerbread, and initially I tried to get them both inside of the glass, but it didn't really work. It just worked with one of the gingerbread. I'm going to do a little like snowball type of jar, so I used these pom-poms from Dollar Tree and just the white ones, and I placed that inside of my glass. I then did a peppermint stick one. I just got a straw from Dollar Tree and I cut it down and placed those pieces inside of another glass. Finally, I placed some silver tube confetti inside of a different glass jar, and I got this from Dollar Tree. Now for the labels on my glass jars, initially I was using these little labels that I purchased off of Etsy. I'll link the seller down below for you guys if I remember, because I'm terrible at remembering this stuff. It was the only label that I could find that worked with the theme of what I was trying to do and the look that I wanted to do. But the words and the imaging didn't really make sense to what I was trying to do. So originally I was just placing these stickers as best as I could to go with the jar that it was going on top of. So this one had said magic, so I thought, okay, well, it'll go with the stars. And then this one, the image looked a little nice, and I thought, oh, comfort and joy, like warm cookies, it's comforting, I don't know. And then there was a little snowman on this one that said warm hugs, so I decided to put that on the snow one. After I got all the labels on, though, I really liked the images. It just didn't match what I was trying to go with. So I ended up making my own labels off of the website Be Funky. I just got pictures from online, and then I put my own text and my own border, and these ones make a little bit more sense. So to the snowball one, I added a picture of a little girl that had like snowballs, and I made it all look vintage. So this one said snowball fight. To the jar that had the peppermint sticks, I placed a sticker that said peppermint. On the Christmas tree, I put one that said, oh, Christmas tree, and it had a Christmas tree image. So I ended up changing absolutely every single label to make sense to the jar that it was on. I will link the ones that I made down in the description box below for you guys. I printed them out on sticker paper. I just printed them out, cut them, put them on. If you don't have sticker paper, you can just go ahead, print the image out, and then glue that to the jar. To the jar that had the hard candy, I ended up switching it out with some fake sprinkles that I got from Amazon. It was in a 10-pack. 9 of the sprinkles weren't Christmas related. And that was it for the small little jars. They are so cute, and you know, the options that you can do with these things are limitless. You can add a bunch of different things. You don't have to do it for Christmas. You can do it for another season. I think they are so cute. I decided I wanted to make a few more jars, but this time I wanted to use a glass that was a little bit bigger. Now, I purchased this from Dollar Tree. These are $1. They have seashells in the inside of them, so of course I'm going to be removing the seashells from them. They are the biggest glasses that I could find like that aren't too big, and they actually look like glasses at Dollar Tree. To one of them, I am adding some of that fake snow, and I'm not adding too much because I'm going to put some trees inside of there. So I put 3 trees total. To the top of these glasses, I ended up taking that straw bow off, and then I added this twine. This is also from Dollar Tree. It kind of looks like a candy cane peppermint to me. So I just wrap that around the top and I tie it there in place. And to this glass, I put the little old Christmas tree label on there. I then decided to do another gingerbread glass. I ended up using these gingerbread instead. So these little gingerbread ornaments are from Hobby Lobby, and they're going to cost you $2. Originally $3.99, but it's half off on Christmas, and it's probably going to stay that way till Christmas. So I went ahead, purchased those, and I placed them inside of the glass, and it fits perfectly. They slide right down. I put every one that I had inside of there, minus 2 because 2 I actually used in a different tutorial. To another glass jar, I added the straws. The straws are from Dollar Tree. This time around, the Christmas straws, they got some really nice ones, and usually all I ever see are the ones that look like this, but this time around they have red and green stripes, and then they have just red and just green, and the ones that have like polka dots on them, really pretty. And then to the final bigger glass jar, I got this tube confetti. This one's different than the gold and silver pack. This one has, you know, obviously green, red, and blue. So I took the green and the red confetti, I put them inside of just a bin so I can mix them together because I wanted both colors and I wanted it to be mixed. So I put them both in, mix it together with my hand, and then I just placed that inside of one of the glasses. And to that one, I put the Santa's Magic label. So this is how the bigger jars came out. Oh my gosh, aren't they just beautiful? I actually like the bigger jars better than the smaller jars. I wish I would have had more of them. I just ended up purchasing 4, and I wish I ended up purchasing more. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to have something to display all of these jars. So to create kind of a little shelf display for all of my glass jars, I am going to be using these wooden crates that I got from Dollar Tree. Now initially, I decided that I wanted to paint them green, and I ended up using this really ugly green that you see, and it just looked like booger green to me, and I was like, this is terrible. And then I ended up using another green, and it was called Kelly Green from the brand Apple Barrel. It's a little bit better than the first green that I used, but I still wasn't a big fan. So I decided to just go the route of using red paint. So I'm using Apple Barrel flag red paint, and I'm just painting the entire crate with this paint. I recommend using a paint sponge if you're using the crates that I'm using, because Dollar Tree does carry another crate and that one doesn't have any gaps in it at all. So if you're using that, you know, you might not have to use a paint sponge, but I recommend using the paint sponge because it can get inside of every crevice of this crate really nicely. To the top of the shelf, I want to add a little sign, so I'm using these wood planks from Dollar Tree, just one of them, and I'm painting it all red. On the wood plank, I ended up printing something out with my Cricut. I always say printing, but it's not really printing. I made this thing that said Christmas Magic. I just used some free font that's in the Cricut system already, and a free picture of a tree and a gingerbread man. Now, you do not need a Cricut to do this. You can use a white marker, which Dollar Tree carries, a white chalk marker, which Dollar Tree carries. It doesn't even have to be white. They have gold, a bunch of different colors. They also have rub-on transfer stickers that are so similar to what you can do with a Cricut. The only difference is you're stuck putting every letter on individually rather than all the letters down at once. You do not need a Cricut. It's just nice to have one on hand, but you don't need that. I eventually ended up adding some green borders to the side of the sign just because I felt like it needed more color. So what you'll end up doing is you'll take your shelving pieces and you'll glue them together if you like. I didn't want to glue mine together. I wanted them to all be separate just in case I wanted them to go in different spots around my house. Next up, I took my sign and I placed it on the top of the crates. I didn't have to glue it in. There are gaps between the crates, like I said, and so I went ahead and placed it between those gaps. I then added all of my glasses. They all fit in there perfectly fine. Okay, that's when I kind of realized I wanted some green up in my sign, and I just did that off camera. It was some border I got off the Cricut like system. It was free as well. I just printed it out, and I always say print it, but it's not printing, it's cutting it out. I purchased this holly berry from Dollar Tree, and I thought that it'd be like a pretty little accent to add to my little shelf. So I just took the holly berry pieces off and I just placed them on the sides of my sign. So this is how it looks just with the red crates. And then I thought to myself, you know what, this is just too red for me. I don't really like it this red. So thank God I didn't glue the crates together, because I decided to use 2 of the green crates with 2 of the red crates, and I like the way that this looks much better. I mean, you could do the crates whatever color you like. I just decided that this worked better for me, and this is what I came up with. I absolutely love this thing. It's actually inside of my kitchen on top of one of the floating shelves. It is so cute. It's just like this little, you know, bottle of joy display. You can make this as big or as small as you like. You can make this huge if you wanted to. Well, that's it for the tutorial. I will see you guys tomorrow with another Christmas tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.